Hello, welcome to my video. My name is Tena Dodds from Quantum Healing with Tena. I'm a BQH practitioner and an intuitive empath. And today I want to talk about something I saw yesterday that was really disturbing to me, deeply saddening. It really just broke my heart. I've been staying out of Facebook groups for a long time, just because it seems to lower my vibration. There's a lot of complaining going on in there, people just going there to vent and, kind of dump all their stuff. So I've stayed out of there while I've been focusing on my own healing and raising my vibration and healing my physical body from chronic illness. But I happened to tap on the group tab on Facebook, and the first post that popped up was from an empath group. And it was about chronic illness and autoimmune illness specifically. And when I saw the post, there was over 600 comments from empaths who were ill. And this really touched me because I've been on that journey. Like, I've been that sick empath. And last time I looked at the post, it had over 1,600 comments. So over 1,000 more since the first time I saw it. And it was so troubling to me because no one there seemed to recognize a solution, or even that we are capable of healing ourselves. And even I wrote my own comment on there, like, hey guys, don't you see what's going on here? And my little spiel, and only one person responded to it and said that she had been on the healing journey as well. And it was really disheartening. It was really disheartening to see all of those disempowered empaths, unempowered empaths, that don't recognize their capability of healing. My message to everyone, whether you're an empath or not, we as human beings are capable of healing our bodies. Healing our minds, bodies, and souls, because it's a package deal. Like, there isn't one without the other. I've been on my own healing journey, recovering from trauma and chronic illness, and I want to offer what I've learned. I don't know everything, but I've learned a lot on this journey, and I'd like to share it. The very first thing is we can heal ourselves. Our bodies want to heal. Like when you cut your finger, if you've ever watched, it will heal on its own and you don't have to do anything. The inside of our bodies is the same. Our bodies want to heal. The problem is that we don't support them. And we have to support them from the inside out. First of all, there's no such thing as autoimmune illness. The body does not attack itself. When we get that diagnosis of autoimmune illness, and we are told that the body is attacking itself, it is turned on itself, where does that leave us? It leaves us completely helpless and hopeless, because what do we do then when our body's attacking itself? There's no solution. There's no cure. There's no anything. You're gonna live like this for the rest of your life, so get used to it, right? And that's after years and years of trying to even get a diagnosis in the first place and thinking that you're crazy and you're just making it all up, because that's what people put in your head. But no, we're not making it all up. Our bodies are sick. But it's not autoimmune. It's a virus. That's the first level of this. Throughout my healing journey, I've noticed different levels. First of all, sensitive people like us as empaths are way more susceptible to illness than others. And this is because our bodies are just wired differently. They're just more sensitive, like physically more sensitive to everything. So it's not attacking itself. What is happening? Well, what's happening is there's a virus, any number of viruses. This information comes from the medical medium, Anthony Williams. So if any of you are sick out there and really looking to heal yourself, go to the medical medium, Anthony Williams. He has written a number of books, but he offers all of his information for free on social media, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, YouTube. His stuff is everywhere, and millions of people have posted their testimonials on how they've used his information to heal themselves. And I've done the same thing. I was chronically ill for pretty much all my life. I didn't know it. But really since my early 20s, I started getting symptoms that were out of my normal. And what sparked this for me was a surgery. And that surgery triggered the virus that was laying dormant in my body, because that's what happens. We pick up the virus, it lays dormant in our body, in one of our organs usually, and then it gets triggered by something. This can be anything stressful to the body, whether it's a surgery or a death in the family or a car accident or anything traumatic and stressful to the body will trigger that virus to come up and start attacking. Even a tick bite. That's what happens with tick bites. There's no such thing as a tick causes Lyme disease. That's not how it happens. What happens is the tick triggers the body to have a stressful response, and then that activates the dormant virus that comes out and starts attacking the body. That's what happens in Lyme disease. And all of the autoimmune illnesses, lupus, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, MS, Sjogren's syndrome, Raynaud's disease, Hashimoto's, thyroiditis, Crohn's disease, even cancer. All of this stuff is caused by these dormant herpetic viruses, mostly EBV. By the time you get diagnosed with lupus or Lyme disease, you're pretty much stage 4 Epstein-Barr virus. And not only is a virus involved, but there's heavy metals involved as well. Aluminum, copper, nickel, mercury in the body, and it stores in the body, usually in the brain, and that's what causes the brain fog. So it's a combination of toxic heavy metals and the viral aspect, and these two combined cause all of these myriad of symptoms. Because what does an autoimmune diagnosis tell us, right? If you get diagnosed with lupus, what does it tell us? It really doesn't tell us anything except this is a name for a group of symptoms. You know, whether that group is lupus or MS, they all cross over at some point. And really, did it ever make sense to you that the body was attacking itself? That never made sense to me. Like, I really had a difficult time with that. And it leaves us just completely helpless. And like, we have to live with this for the rest of our lives. But the truth is we don't. We can heal ourselves. And all we have to do is support the body enough that it will heal itself. The body wants to heal itself. And how do we do that? Well, we do that through supplying it with the right food. And I know food is such a touchy subject for people. And I used to be one of those people. Like, I didn't want to change my diet. But I got to a point in my life where I was desperate and so sick and tired of being sick and tired. And if you're there in that place, you can heal yourself. And you're just going to have to change your diet. Look up the medical medium stuff. You have to switch to a plant-based diet. At least mostly plant-based, like wean off of the meat. Because what the meat does is meat is such a touchy subject for people as well. But what it does is, I just watched a really amazing movie called The Game Changers, and it's about like superstar athletes that are on a plant-based diet. And these athletes, even like dead weight lifters and like MMA guys, like super athletic people. And it's about this man who got injured. I think he was an MMA fighter. He got injured and started researching the best ways to heal his body. The studies are out there. That's the thing. The studies are out there. There's thousands, if not millions, of studies on how a plant-based diet helps the body heal. All the information is there. Like, I'm not just pulling this out of nowhere. Like, the information is there. Plant-based diet helps the body heal. Because what you're doing is supplying the body with the nutrients that it needs to heal itself, right? Because in our normal everyday Western diet, we're not getting any nutrients. The body is starving. That's why people are overeating so much and getting diabetes and weight gain and obesity, because the body is starving for nutrients. It's not getting any nutrients from this processed crap and this fast food, and like, there's anything that is in a box is just, it's not good for you. It's all chemicals. It's made in a lab. Processed food means that there was a bunch of scientists in a room using chemicals to make food. So you're eating chemicals. That's what processed food is. And I know it's hard to make these changes, but this stuff is backed up by scientific studies. Like, this is proven time and time again that the human body can heal itself if given the right conditions. Also, part of that is drinking the right water, eating the right foods, also staying away from foods that feed the virus, because the virus needs to eat. And what does it eat? It eats the heavy metals in the body, the heavy metals that come from vaccinations, that come from, cleaning supplies in your closet, and your beauty supplies and your laundry supplies, and pesticides on your food. It is just coming at you from all the way around. Even the sky is full of chemtrails and the geoengineering that they're doing. You see the planes go by, and then the next thing you know, the whole sky is full of these lines, right? That they're chemicals and heavy metals that they're spraying in the air to make us sick. And if you don't believe me, look at geoengineeringwatch.org. All the information is there. So we're getting bombarded on all levels, right? It's no wonder that everyone is sick. I think it's something like 250 million Americans are sick or something like that. 50 million, I forget the number. It's a lot. It's a lot. People are sick and they're suffering, and they have no idea that they can heal themselves. But I'm here to tell you it's possible, especially for empaths. So I'm going to leave all that, diet and technical stuff to the medical medium. I'll point you in that direction. Also, Dr. Morse on YouTube is amazing. He has hundreds, if not thousands, of videos on YouTube about how to heal the body with nutrition, how to detox properly and heal the body. I've used a combination of both medical medium and Dr. Morse's information. Also, there's something called iridology, where they study the eyes, and you can look at your eyes and see everything that's wrong with your body. It's really an amazing science, and there's some great people out there doing it if you want to get a reading. I had one done and it was on point, like so good. Told me everything that, like, I already knew most of it, but it was extremely validating. So that's one part, the physical part of it, the things you can do something about, like you can heal yourself. Part of that is also staying away from foods that feed the virus, because the virus loves certain foods: corn, soy, MSG, citric acid, dairy, eggs, pork, farmed fish. I know there's like, oh, gluten. Gluten is a huge one. Gluten causes inflammation in the body because it's feeding the virus, which then expels these neurotoxins and dermatoxins. That's why I've always had this rash on my face, because the virus is expelling these dermatoxins. That's what causes the butterfly rash and lupus, or the different rashes people with autoimmune illness get. Autoimmune illness. It's from the virus excreting the dermatoxins. That's why they come out through the skin. They also come out through the skin because the liver is compromised. So healing is about healing the liver and healing the lymphatic system. It's about getting the drainage system of the body working again, because it's all like sludged up with toxins. It's just not moving. You know, we don't have the ability to detox because it's so backed up. There's a lot that goes into this, and maybe I'll make more videos down the road on this specific subject, but I just wanted to kind of keep it short and simple for now. That's the body stuff. The other part of it is the trauma. The trauma we deal with as empaths. It usually goes like this. We have traumatic events in our childhood, and then we develop empathy as a result of that, because we feel so deeply. We're feeling that if everybody else is okay, then we're okay too. So we start to transmute for them and give them what they need. Even as small children, we want to give them what they need so that we're okay, because we know, if we're walking on eggshells all the time, like, predicting an explosion of energy, whether that's anger or whatever it is, that makes us really sensitive. And when we're predicting everyone's behavior, we carry out those patterns throughout life. So we have some form of trauma, we develop the empathy as a result of it, and then we carry that pattern throughout life. So then we attract abusive relationships, narcissist, codependency, all of that stuff. And trauma is really subjective, guys. Like, what's traumatic for me might be nothing for you. It's extremely subjective, and it's not like what everyone thinks. When you think PTSD, you think like a war veteran coming home from war that's traumatized from getting shot at and explosions going off. But it's a lot simpler than that. Like, it could just be, not just, but it could be that your parents emotionally neglected you as a child. Not because they did it on purpose, but because they just didn't know any better. They're bringing their unconscious beliefs and patterns into their parenting. And they're bringing all of their stuff with them, And they don't mean it. But it could be something as simple as that. Or it could be something even larger than that, like sexual abuse or physical abuse. It's really subjective. And as far as I'm concerned, we all have some kind of trauma in our lives that affects us as children, and then we carry out the pattern for the rest of our lives. For me, it was the emotional neglect, the sexual abuse, and then the being attracting toxic relationships with men that were abusive. And that was my pattern. And I feel like that pattern is true for a lot of empaths out there. Every other post in these groups is about the relationship with a narcissist and, oh my God, I attracted another one. How do I heal this? And if I can say anything to you, it's this. You have to heal your trauma in order to stop attracting narcissists or emotionally abusive people. You might not even know what your trauma is, but it's there and you have to look at it. It's not easy. It's not easy looking at this stuff. It's not easy making these big changes. But if you're serious about healing, all healing is self-healing. All healing comes from within. There is not a doctor in this world that is going to give you a pill or write you a prescription for something that is going to make you better. I've been there, done that. It doesn't work. There is no anti-inflammatory or steroid or antidepressant that is going to make this stuff go away. You have to go within and start to heal from the inside out. And that is not just physically. The biggest part of it is the actual emotional healing. When you start to heal emotionally, your physical symptoms will start to subside on their own. That's how it works. Because as empaths, what we're doing unconsciously is absorbing, all of this stuff. And not only everybody else's stuff, but we're trained to push all of our emotions down. Everything we're feeling, we're pushing down and suppressing and suppressing and suppressing our emotions. And so what happens is they then get stuck in the body. So that's part of our healing, is releasing those emotions, going into the subconscious, finding out where they come from and releasing them. So we have to heal our trauma. We have to take responsibility for the things that have happened to us and stop being victims of life. We have the control. Like, our beings are so magnificent and so big and so powerful. We can change our realities just by changing our thoughts and the way we think and believe about ourselves. When we own our illness, the words we use matter. And when we own our illness and call it my lupus or my fibro or my endometriosis or my MS or my whatever, we are owning that and making it part of our identity, if not our whole identity. I know people who have made their illness their whole identity. It is who they are. And that's fine, but I don't choose to live my life that way. I want to experience life in its fullest. I'm tired of being sick and tired. That was the first part of my life. Like, I'm on to the second half of my life where I choose a new reality. And this new reality I'm choosing for myself is not one of illness. It's one of vibrant health and well-being. And if you want that too, I'm telling you, you can do it. You just have to be brave enough to make the changes and know that you are supported in every way possible. Your team of guides and angels are with you all the time. They are just waiting for you to reach out for help, to ask out loud. Ask them for help. Please help me heal. Please help me heal today. Lie down in your bed when you need rest and let them work on you. That has been such a huge thing for me, is allowing myself to accept that help and knowing that I don't have to do it by myself all the time. And when I started reaching out to my angels, they give me so many signs consistently on a daily basis that they're with me. It's so magic. It's so magic. When you work with the angels, they will never let you down. And you have a healing team and a medical team that is there for you and wants to help you heal, but you have to want it. And you have to change the way you think about your illness, because when you are constantly feeding into that narrative and not paying attention to your thoughts and the way you think about it, because we're always talking about fighting our bodies, right? Instead of loving our bodies. Our cells are listening to us. It's been proven. Like, this stuff is proven. Our cells are listening to every thought and every belief. So it's about going inward. Go into the body. Speak to your cells. Speak to your organs. They are a living, breathing consciousness on their own. Each cell is conscious and alive. Each organ is conscious and alive. And it's listening. So if you're storing self-hatred, listen to the way you speak to yourself. You wouldn't speak to your child that way or your best friend, but you speak to yourself that way. This is about self-love, loving and honoring the self. And self-love isn't always easy, guys. Like, that word is thrown around a lot, but self-love requires making tough decisions, you know, putting up boundaries with people when you've never done that before. It feels like the hardest thing you'll ever have to do in your life. And it is in the beginning, but it gets easier. Saying no when you don't want to do something and honoring your truth. When you're not used to saying no to people, that can feel like you're just dying. That's what the body feels like. It's dying because it's not used to honoring its truth, your truth. So in the beginning, things are tough. Self-love is tough. But you have to make those decisions for yourself in order to move forward into your fully empowered state of being. You are this humongous, magnificent soul that came here to have a full experience, not to be suppressed by illness, not to be suppressed by abusive partners or narcissists or, you know, friendships, whatever it is. These things show up as patterns throughout our lives, but it comes down to us taking our power back. That's the bottom line. Taking our power back, knowing that we can heal mind, body, and soul. They are inseparable from each other. And I just want you to know that you're totally capable of healing. And I'm thinking about doing more videos like this in the future to talk specifically about how to heal certain things, and maybe offering some kind of mentorship. So if you're interested in and really serious about healing, reach out to me at quantumhealingwithtena@gmail.com or Quantum Healing with Tena on Instagram or Facebook. You can find me there. All right. I think I said everything I wanted to say. I don't know. But until next time, I'm sending you so much love and blessings and healing vibes. I know it's tough out there, but you can heal. And you're so powerful. You are so powerful. If I could tell you anything, it's that. You are so powerful. So much more than you know. You don't have to be a victim of life anymore. Like, things can be so much better. That's it. I love you. Talk soon. Bye.